What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how you can create this beautiful birthday flyer. It's going to be very simple. I'm going to take my time, walk you through step by step how to do it, and I'm not just going to show you the process, but I'm going to explain things for you to get the concept so that you can apply it in your next project. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I make videos like this, and I also make videos about posters and how to grow your graphic design skill. I also give out materials that can help you to make your workflow very easy. So if something that you're interested, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload, you can have a notification on your device. Make sure you like this video and let's get started. So first thing first, we will create our canvas. So you go to file, new, then we make sure you check these settings, okay, then hit create. Now once you have your canvas, what I will do is to create the background. Okay, so the background inside my file explorer or Finder, if you're using Mac, you just click and drag it. Okay, I have all the files in the description, so just download it for free and just use it. Now we have to expand it to fit the canvas like that. Okay, and what we will do is we are going to click and drag this to this plus sign to duplicate it, and I'm going to come to edit, come to transform, and select flip vertical. So we have just flipped it. Now what we will do is that we will come here and create layer marks on it, and we are going to pick our brush tool here, and let me increase it a bit. Make sure you are using soft round brush, and the reason is that when you use soft round brush, you are able to clean it very softly and it just gives a good vibe. Okay, so I'm just painting black, okay, on the canvas. Okay, so just paint black like that to max out this part. Now I don't want this area, so I'm going to paint it. Okay, but make sure you are painting it very gently like that to remove it. All right, so good, that's it. So now good, so I'm going to select both of these layers and click on this folder to group them, and I'm going to name it BG, okay, for background. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to bring in my subject, so I'll just click and drag the subject inside Photoshop like that, and what I will do is that I'll right click and rasterize the layer. Okay, then inside my property panel I have remove background, so I'll just make a click and wait for Photoshop to cut it. Okay, so let's wait. Now that I have my picture being cut out, I just have to check whether everything is okay. Now you can see that it brought this part of which I don't want. So what I will do is that on the same layer with my max, I'm going to select my lasso tool like this, and I'm making sure that I'm adding selection. Okay, so what I will do is that I will zoom in like that and just select. Okay, select the part that I don't want. Okay, so I'll just select and also select. Okay, good. Now I'm adding selection. Now this is the reason, if you don't add selection, okay, and you just use this, okay, when you start selection it will remove the already selected part. Okay, it will cancel out, and that's not something you want to do. So you add selection like that so that you can add it to it like that. Okay, so let's go back. I just did that to show you. So once we've selected this area, what we do is that we will come to edit, come to fill, and we are going to apply black for the content so that it can hide it. Okay, so now you can see. So we go back to select and select, deselect, okay, or control D. Now that we've cut it very well, we check if there is any part that we don't want. So I think it's okay for us. So we come here and right click and just convert it to smart objects like that. Okay, and we are just going to adjust it. Okay, so let's zoom out. Okay, control minus to zoom out and just expand the subject. Okay, so one thing I do whenever I'm doing work like this is that I just make the subject, the main subject, that is the person, very big. Okay, because that's the most important thing. You do that to use the hierarchy principle. Okay, yeah, so it's her that is celebrating the birthday, so everything's supposed to be about her. So I do that anytime I'm doing a birthday flyer. That's when I have only one picture to use. Okay, I make sure the person appears very big like that. So yeah, we check if everything is okay. Good. Now I'm trying to position her at the center. Okay, so just adjust it like that. Now what we can do is that we can select the image and mask it. Okay, so create layer mask, go to your brush and make sure you are painting black, but it is a soft round brush. Okay, hardness is 0. Now my flow here is 62. I'm using that because when I use 100%, it kind of give me sharp edges. So I'm using 62 so that I can have this smooth whenever I paint. Okay, so you could see what I'm doing. So just paint the part that you don't want. Okay, I feel like the picture is too big, so let me decrease it a little bit like that and just position it somewhere here. Okay, you can use the arrow key to adjust things like that. Okay, good. So that is that. Let's come back with our brush tool. Let's do some little painting. Okay, let's paint some things out. Good. Now once we've done this, what we are going to do is that we are going to try and increase the picture quality a little bit. So I'll come to filter, come to camera roll, and what I'm going to do is and what I'm going to do in the camera roll is that I'll come to details and make sure my sharpening is 25, and I'll come to basic, okay, and make the texture 20, and also make the clarity 10. And by the way, this depends on the picture you are using. Okay, so you just have to adjust things here, okay, to get it right. Now I hope we are doing good. Okay, so when you check before and after, you could see the difference. Hit okay and you get the improvement. Now what I want to do is that I feel like the picture is not blending well with the background. So what I'll do is that this is the trick. I'll pick, okay, first of all I'll pick my eyedropper tool and select the color from the shirt. Okay, that's that. And what I'll do is that I'm going to select my rectangle tool, okay, and draw to cover the whole canvas like that. Okay, now once I have this, I'm going to bring this to the background. okay, folder. So click and drag it and leave it inside the background folder, and open the folder, select this one, and what you are going to do is that go and change the blending mode. Sometimes you just have to check the one that will work. Okay, so for me, I think overlay is good for me, so I'll just click overlay and voila, there we have it. Okay, very nice background blending with the image. So one thing we can do is that we can also open, okay, we can also duplicate this rectangle, okay, and bring it to the top like that. Now once you have it to the top, you just hold Alt and click between the layer to clip max it to the image. And what you can do is that you can convert it to small object like that, and go to filter, then you select blur, then you select average. Okay, now once you've done that, come to your blending mode and select I'm just teaching you how you can blend your image with your background. So you can select soft light. Okay, now once you selected soft light, just double click it. Okay, double click it like that and come to the underline layer, hold Alt to divide this slide, okay, and just drag. Now once you are dragging this part, make sure that you are checking your image. Okay, so drag it to have your effect but not too much. Okay, so that's that. So I think this is doing good. Let's go and check. So now you can see that it has really blended with the background. Okay, so when you take this one off, let's hide this, you see, and let's hide it. So you see that everything is blending very well. All right, so that is how you can also blend your image with the background. Now what we can do is we are going to bring in the next element. This time around I'm going to put it here, okay, so that it will open in a new folder for me. Now once I have it, I'm going to take some parts of it, that is this thing. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll select it and select my rectangular marquee tool. Okay, make sure you are having it already rasterized. Okay, then just select it. Now once you selected it, you can just move it to your work like that. So we have to decrease the size of it like that. Okay, and just put it somewhere here. Okay, now let's center it. Okay, like that. Now what we will do is that we change the color of this. Okay, so let's select this and come to FX, that is the effect, and add color overlay. Okay, so with the color overlay we are going to make it white. Okay, we're going to make it white like that, and maybe not white. Okay, let's go back, click on the color overlay, and let's make it off-white. Okay, so let's bring it down, no white but some kind of off-white, right? Good. Now once you have it like that, we are going to click and duplicate it. Okay, now come to edit, come to transform and flip it vertically. Okay, and here you can use your arrow key to bring it down like that. Okay, so this is where we are going to put our text. Okay, so select the two of the elements and bring them up a little bit like that. Okay, good. Now select the bottom one and just bring it down. So this is where you're going to put your text, either wish or anything you want to write. So what I will do is that I will select this one and give it a different color overlay. So let's double click on the color overlay, okay, for it to open for us. Then what we can do is we can change the color. Okay, so I'll come here and select something like this, something like that. Okay, not dark. Let me see, let's pick this one. Okay, this one works, so we can just hit okay like that. Good, we are doing good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in text. Okay, so with this one I'm using Montserrat. Okay, so just select Montserrat and click and drag, okay, like that. So there we go. Okay, so you can write, I'm not going to type anything, but you can write anything that you want here. Okay, so just select the text like that and make sure select the text like that and make sure you adjust it. Okay, so I'm just putting it at the center like that. Okay, so I'm not going to write anything, but like I said, you can write anything here. Okay, for the text, anything like a wish or something, you can just do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to write something here. Okay, most of the time I like to write something small at the top, maybe enjoy your day, glorious, whatever. So I'll write a here. Okay, type something small like that, and I'm just going to increase the size. Okay, increase the size. Okay, and make sure I put it at the center. Now what I will do is that to make it have some kind of classy feel, I'm just going to increase the tracking. Okay, the tracking is the spaces between the letters, so I'll just do that and also decrease the size a little bit. That's not really important. What is important is the image, okay, and the happy birthday. Okay, so once you have this, the last thing we are going to do is to add our happy birthday text. Okay, and looking at the tone of the image or the tone of the work, you can't use any font. Okay, the font should be some kind of the font should map up with the vibe of the work. Okay, so if I use font like Basement, okay, and I write like birthday, okay, I'm just showing you something. Okay, so let me increase the size like that and just change the color of it to, let me make it white, like kind of off-white. Okay, not really white. So if I make it like something like this, and let me say I just have to turn the tracking to 0 and I make things like this, it's not really matching up with the work. Okay, you might think it's nice, but it's not matching. The personality of this font is totally different from the kind of tone that we are trying to give the work, okay, or the tone that the work have. So what we can do is that I have to change our typeface, okay, and select something that looks nice, something like this, Glamour Line Demo. Okay, as a matter of fact, you can't use this one as commercial. Okay, you can use it for personal use, but you don't have to use it as commercial, okay, unless you get the license. So I'll just position it somewhere here Okay, now you can see the vibe this one is giving us. Very nice, right? Good. So I'll put it somewhere here, and what I'll do is that I'm going to bring a text. Now we have our birthday, but we need to add the happy, so I'm going to stick with Montserrat and write happy. Now make sure you don't use too much fonts. If you could check, I've used only 2 fonts here. Okay, so I'm going to make the happy very small like that to bring some kind of contrast, because I'm using my birthday is very big, so if I make the happy too big, they are going to fight each other. So I just have to make sure that it is very small here so that they won't fight each other. Okay, good. So we are almost done. Now what I will do is that I'm going to group this text. Okay, and what I'm going to do is that I will right click and select blending option, and I'm going to add bevel and emboss. Okay, just click it, select it like that. Okay, so these are the settings. Okay, these are the settings, so make sure you have that. Now I'm going to add shadow again, so blending option, I'm going to select drop shadow here like that, and for the shadow too, this is the settings: blending mode, multiply, opacity 9, angle 90, and these are the settings here. So just copy that and hit OK. Good. So once we have this, what I will do is that I'm going to create a layer, and I'm going to call it text color. Okay, and I'm going to hold Alt and click between the 2 layers to climax it to the group. Okay, so let me call this main text. Okay, so that you don't get confused. So this is the main text. Okay, good. Now on this text color, I'm going to paint this pink. So this is the color code or the hex code. You can copy that. With my brush tool selected, I'm going to paint, okay, this part, this, to give me that vibe. Okay, just to add some little vibe to the work. Okay, now let me right click and decrease it like that. Let me decrease it like that and paint here. Okay, so let me paint here too, and that's it. Okay, the last thing I would want to do is to give some light here, so I'm not going to do too much. Okay, let me create a new layer and I'll just call it light. Okay, like that, and with my brush tool, I'm going to increase it a little bit like that, and I'm just going to make a dab here. Okay, good. Now what I will do is that I'm going to increase it like this. Okay, and I'll change the blending mode to screen. Okay, to screen, and just increase it like that, and I'm just gonna put it somewhere here. Okay, I'm not doing too much. Okay, now what you do is decrease the opacity a little bit, somewhere 60. Okay, let me type 60. I think 60 will be okay. So that gives it some kind of spark, you know. So that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and become part of this community, and also share the video for other people to also enjoy. And thank you very much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.